Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and welcome to quite a gargantuan building video today. You see, sir and sirettes, off camera I've been playing a little bit because of, well, you know, things have been happening in life, things such as university, end of year things, my birthday, a lot's been happening. And because of that, I've been trying to learn a few things here and there from the glorious game known as From the Depths. Of course, this isn't the easiest thing to do all the time, so it's best when I do it off camera, just to see some ideas. And I'd finally figured out how to make a basic helicopter. It will stay at a certain height, it will move around, AI controlled, it can support weaponry, and it's fairly stable. And now I want to bring that to the big leagues. I am planning on making a gargantuan sort of capital ship, if you will. Something akin to the Salmonella, a ship which will lead the forces of my lovely domain, but more in regards to that of flyers, because I do actually want a small flying legion of planes and helicopters and balloons and blimps, which I guess would be the balloons and stuff. So today we're going to be doing that. Now I plan to probably spend about 2 hours building this thing, so obviously there's going to be a lot more cutting than usual, although recently I have made an effort to actually cut down some of the video footage I get because of, well, 30 to 40 minute videos can be a little bit tedious now, can't they? So we're going to be doing that today anyway. So the plan is to have 4 sets, because I haven't really explained this thing at all, 4 sets of helicopter blades, all of them in these little areas here, which will eventually be armoured up better, but currently I have them purely for kind of measuring reasons. So, something like that, each one having its own blade. So, the thing is, oops daisy, the thing is, helicopter blades are really weird when you try and build them. So let's go to this turret, there we go. Whee! That's why I'm making it spin, just to know what way it's going. So we're going to do this for the first one, then we don't have to do it again. So essentially the idea is you want the fat end of the blade, as you might imagine, facing the way you're going, facing the way the turn block is turning. So that's why I'm leaving it turning, just for reference while I'm doing this. So these can actually be of any size. It doesn't really matter the size of them, honestly, because, well, why isn't this... Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. Okay, there we go. Something like that. Okay, so... Oh, God, that's horrible to watch, isn't it? So we're going to stop this for a second, because this is getting right on my nerves. Oi, I'll turn that off, so... Or at least very, very slowly spin it instead. There we go. That should be a bit less queasy for me. There we go. That's a lot better. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to use the prefab tool, and I'm going to copy the whole thing. So we want to go this way, pause it, and we do this. How many actually is it? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think you can mirror them. Now, I might be wrong about this, honestly. 4, 5, 6, 7. But I know that doing it this way did make it work for me before. So, one thing I've already noticed is this is going to be far too small. Like, that's just blaringly obvious that this is way too small. Even 4 of these isn't going to give us anywhere near enough lift to lift this huge-ass thing. So, we're going to need more blades. Now, I'm fairly certain as well, you can make these blades, like, double, if you know what I'm trying to say. You can actually make them so that they're double their size. Well, sorry, double... Allow me to demonstrate what I'm trying to say. Blocks, metal block, like this. And then have helicopter blocks there as well. I'm fairly certain that doesn't actually hamper it in any way. There's no negative attached to this. It's just kinda weird looking, which I'm fine with. And do that a few more times. Okay, there we are. That's that sorted. So now let's make a prefab. So prefab's this blank one down here, let's say, and double mini blade. Now I am under no illusion at all that this is going to be way too small. I understand that it's simply not going to be needed, but it's a matter of I just want to see how it will affect the world, if you know what I'm trying to say. Oh, of course you have to do it like this, don't you? So put it here instead. No, back up, you stupid little dingle. You dingleberry. There we are, put that back there. That's weird. Every time I press E, it's getting me out of that I'm fairly certain E is not the build control, it's actually the control for the menu. Yeah, why is that? I don't know. So, height, no. Length, yes. Let's make sure it gets all the way. Doesn't matter if we go over. And that should be... Got ya. Okay, there we go. So let's do the same again. Put this one here. Why can't I place this? Oh, because I'm currently... No, I'm not. Why is... Oh, I know what it is, because I wasn't editing the turret slash spinner, so didn't actually grab anything. Okay, so wipe it. It's still the right size, thankfully. So now we grab it. Okay, now I've got it. Okay. Oh, I saw what I did wrong there. And this can go here. Now it's the opposite way. That's right. Is it one higher? Oh, I see a problem. We don't actually grab the block itself. Of course, yeah, because that counts as a new item. So what I'm going to need to do is go to each of these corners and very quickly put down a spin block, just so we can attach the helicopter segment we just tried to attach to it. So I'll just quickly go ahead and do that. Okay, so that's all of them finally in place. That took far longer than expected. Most likely most of it was cut, if not all of it. There was a few symmetry errors with the blades. The first one I copied because it didn't copy correctly, so it was only copying one of the blades as 7. They all now have 8 on each blade. Each blade, yes, each helicopter blade is exactly 8 long, which makes them all identical. They're all in the center of the metal mass they're at, which is wonderful. Everything's in place like it should be. This is one forward on purpose because of how we're going to build the back, so don't you worry, but both of these are equally odd in that respect. So, with that all being said, let's turn them on. So first we're going to have to run over there quickly. So, activate when less than altitude, spin blocks, turn them on to max. This won't make us fly. Well, it's stopping us from sinking, so it's giving us enough upwards propulsion not to sink, so that's fantastic, so that's a good start. So what we're going to need is, what I've decided to do, is using our centre of mass, because this one's going to be a bit more accurate. We're going to have a huge blade in the centre. So the blades that are currently on are simply going to act as, well, balancers almost. We're going to, of course, use jet stabilizers and that like to make sure they don't completely explode, but you get the gist of it. So first of all, we're going to just make a... Ooh, okay. Centre of gravity isn't actually perfect. It can go either way at the moment, which is a bit annoying. So that's fine though. It's close enough in the middle that the things we can add later will be enough to make sure it doesn't just outright sink. So let's just do this. Excuse me, sir. You're kind of in the way. Oh well, it'll learn when it gets hit full throttle with a helicopter blade. So there we go. So in the middle, kind of want it in the middle of this. Or do we? Perhaps we want them more on the outside. Could have it all the way out here, but that'd be a bit more vulnerable. Could have it more inside, that'd be more vulnerable. I'm not sure. Not sure, actually. So let's say we wanted it to be closer. No, that'd make total sense. I think we'll stick to that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then, no, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That'll be in the middle. That's going to be huge. But it will make it fly. That's 21, so I need another 20 this way. Well, I don't actually need another 20 this way, all just that way the blades won't be too big. Okay, so for now we'll just add the actual object itself, just in case. So, spin turn block, that one, excellent. And we'll put this where this currently is. Forgetting that we currently have the spin blocks on. So new object, another spin block, and we'll add that to the other side in the same way. Okay, there we go, and then we'll have the same the same kind of blade as we've currently got on the front and back blades, except for much bigger, in fact 20 in size. Then we'll consider about how to armor it up later. So I'm going to just quickly do that. Most likely going to be just be right back while that happens. I'm going to just turn it on very slowly so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, back in a second when these two blades are done. Okay, well, much to my surprise, with just the addition of a couple of extra helicopter blades on the two main sets, this thing now flies. Yep, this thing can go up into the skies with the greatest of ease. Well, that's not the greatest of ease, but it still can... it still can certainly fly, and that's much more than I thought it would do at this stage. So we've got to do quite a few things. One of them is armour up the bottom, so we have less chance of it than being knocked about. Second of all, we need to get some better control, because currently this thing's just going to fly up into the atmosphere. And we need to get engines done. There's so much we need to do to complete this thing. This I've decided to call Haven, after a bit of a memory of the first one, of the first series of this lovely series. So let's get cracking though with this. So, first of all, where does the blade actually end? So, if that was the blade, where would it end? I'll say about here. Let's find out. Oh, that's coming remarkably close, that blade. Not hitting it though. Okay, well, I think we just found out the extreme maximum possible height there. There we go. What we'll do is I'll just go straight over. Oh. That's odd. Oh, it's going over the... Oh, okay, we're actually one lower than I thought. Of course we are, that makes sense. But here, is that too close? That's far too close. Okay, so these blades are 20 in height, so I could do basic math and basic designing, but instead I'm just going to do this. Just going to keep running at it and hoping it will work. Here? Yeah, another thing is I think we'll have to start using some light alloy extremely soon. Okay, I don't think that'll hit. Okay, we're going to test it out. Oh, that is so... What happens if I do put one in the way? The whole thing kind of glitched out for a second there. So you don't want to put them in the way, something we've just learned. Okay. How far actually is this? Wow. That is actually in the way. No, it's just... Yeah, okay, it's fine. That's absolutely fine. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, you don't include that one, there's one extra, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, of course 20, isn't it? Because the blades, derp. Oh, so many ways I could have made that easier on myself. Also, I'm surprised the thing isn't capsizing when I'm building like this, because there's no stabilizers or anything currently yet on the ship. The airship, I suppose I'll call it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and the last one is there. Yep, exactly the same as the other side. It almost looks like we're about to hit it, but not quite. Then, when do we start doing the weird zigzag? So, this is the last one. After this one, it's a zigzag. So, it's 1, 2, then we start zigging and zagging the whole way. And that's that. At least, hopefully it is. Am I correct? It certainly looks like it. Okay. Okay, so that's some framework done just for future building. That way, when we get back to it, it should be a little bit easier to figure out what goes where, etc, etc. And right now, it's just a nice little bit of a reference for me. So, we need to test out what is the minimum speed these things can go and still fly. So, before we had it on full 30, it's half it. Now, I can't imagine exactly 15 will actually work, but I would like to find out. Now, the reason why I'd want the minimum is so when we go past a certain number, because we're eventually going to have control blocks to turn off the blades, when we go past a certain number, so like a height of about 200, we can gently fall down rather than start to plummet for a few seconds before the engines kick back in, and then same with the other way around, so we can gently float at the height we want, because we don't want to be going up and down bobbing so damn rapidly we end up damaging ourselves, like my old helicopter used to do. So, let's release the vehicle. So now we've been released from the building mechanism, and we're instantly plummeting to the ground. Okay, so 15 definitely can't fly at. Let's try at 25 then. Let's be a fair bit more generous with this. And will it fly at 25? No, it won't. Okay, we are right on the edge of what we can actually fly with. Like I say, I didn't actually expect this to fly. I was considering perhaps building one giant blade going over the entire thing at the top, because we're made out of metal. If we change into light alloy, we'd lose almost half our weight, so it'd be a lot easier. Okay, so now we're going with 30 instead. Last try, and releasing the mechanism in a second. Okay, so I've added a wireframe kind of network below the blades for a bit of protection, and mostly so we can build easier later and make sure that symmetry is actually, you know, a thing, which is a very rare thing for me. The problem is that's actually tipped the balance, so we're now too heavy to fly. Let's put it back in build mode so we can float it out ourselves manually. So the problem is, of course, is glaringly obvious. We are made of metal, and we're using helicopter blades, which are considerably not the best things in the world. As we can see, light alloy metal is 8 times lighter. 8 times lighter than the metal equivalent. So what I'm thinking is, we're just going to have to bite the bullet, go into replace mode, and just do a massive... Ugh, I don't like the white colour. Let's go for something else. Perhaps a grey? Better. How about a black? Like a dark as it can go. Well, it's better, right? The tarnished look certainly looks a lot better than the brilliant white. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and do that. Let's put mirror mode on. That'll probably help. And that should, in theory, give us more than enough loss of weight to actually be able to fly once again. So back in a second. Well, there we go, the difference of change of metal makes. Well, this thing now flies exceedingly quickly, reaching its height limit in, well, seconds, honestly. So there's enough thrust upwards now to actually start building some stuff on the inside, and I've learnt a lesson. I really shouldn't mess around with the heavier metals, even if they're awesome, when I'm trying to build something from scratch, and I haven't got a clue how it works. Weird bit of weird drop of frames there when I was next to that, but okay. So, what do we have to do next then? Well, build mode. We need an engine, obviously. We need thrusters. We need the ability to move. Forwards is that way. We need more. We need armor just for the blades themselves. So what we're going to do is blocks. What I'm thinking is, why don't we have this so it's extremely high up? So we're essentially at the max height at any given time. We just simply fire down hell from that perspective. That way, they have no choice but to hit us from the bottom, which would be easier to defend by miles. And as such, we can simply just armor at the bottom. I think that's a good idea. So let me just fill up all these gaps, which make an ungodly noise. Okay, everything is filled in as I've wanted it, and I've also started to flesh out the middle a bit. So we've got engines. Yes, we have the prefab engine. Yes, I know it's absolutely awful. I've actually done some research into engines off camera, and yes, I do realise it is absolutely, frankly, the worst thing in the world. Just how these things are set up is just bad. It's bad, I understand. So thank you everyone who warned me about that. So the centre of gravity is still, I believe, pretty much in the centre. It's weirdly placed. The arrow currently is in the middle of the fricking ship, because I don't know why. There it is. And that's fine. Yeah, that's actually a good place for it to be. It's currently pretty darn balanced. That's why this thing's not suddenly going upwards or downwards, despite having absolutely no stabilizers or anything. So this thing is balancing on its own merit, which is fantastic. It's looking better now. I've got some weight behind it. It must be said. I'm still not too keen on how it's turning out, but you know what? It's going to be freaking awesome, because it's our skyship, and the skyships are cool. So at the back here is going to be where we stay, to add little sleepy quarters, and so we're going to start building that now. In here we're going to have the command, we're going to have the AI, and probably some other stuff as well, but that's the main gist of that. So blocks, and let's go like alloy, and where are the ones everyone likes me to use? The beams! The beams, the beams, the beams, yes indeed the beams. And let's attach those like so. Not that it really matters too much, honestly, because this whole area isn't really meant to be hit. And if it does get hit, it's not really going to have much in there. Other than perhaps AI, maybe, in the future is going to be what's in here. I don't know what else, really. Also, I've noticed that the game uses up so much more CPU the longer you stay in a particular game mode. Like, if you leave the campaign and come back, or leave the sandbox and come back, the amount of the amount of CPU you save is ridiculous. So I've got to start doing that more often. But right now I just want to kind of sort out this. Centre of gravity is probably, definitely lean towards the back now. The whole thing's just slightly tilting backwards. Should really start adding stabilizers just to make sure it doesn't, So it doesn't, And then this is going to have a wooden floor, because, you know, it's wood. Nice panel wood floor, yes. Lovely. There we go. The happy quarters, also known as our quarters. Then we're going to have 2 doors, because we're important. Honestly though, if you're important enough to have something like this, you're probably important enough for 2 doors. Just saying, if you own something like this, you probably deserve 2 doors. Well, not necessarily deserve, but certainly probably have the wealth and influence to have 2 doors. 2 doors is, of course, now the ultimate in just classy living, honestly. So, currently we can do this. Oh god, this is tilting backwards right now. Hello, world! Wonder how long we'll be until we start just tipping straight into the ocean. Stay afloat! Actually, we're not going down. We're just... Are we even tipping anymore? No, I think we've reached the maximum tippage. So I think it's about time we start building on the front as well then. Okay, building on the front. Now, I have also been considering where weapons are going to go, and that's why I have this little blank space underneath here. We're probably going to go with mostly missile systems, honestly, because that'll be a lot easier. We may have a main cannon on the underside, I'm not sure just yet. Not quite sure how it's going to work. So here we want to do the same, put the mirror mode up in the middle, and this will be stuff. And or things. Now this is a lot longer, so I'm not sure what's exactly going to go in here, honestly. This could possibly be ammo storage or something, so we might consider sacrificing a bit of flying ability by sacrificing some lightness for regular metal blocks here, I'm not too sure. Now this isn't quite as important, whoever lives here, and deserves only one door, which will be here. Misc, and we want a standard door, for standard people, there we go. And I've just realised this thing's... I'm never getting this in the campaign at this stage, I mean, how much is this going to cost, all this light alloy? It's going to be ridiculously expensive. But that's the important thing, we're being extravagant. We're showing our power through extravagance, certain threats. The oldest form of power mongering. Shiny things. Okay, how about now? Now how tippy is it? Less, slightly. Wow, that's so odd looking. What if I... It's like a skating rink, or like an old Super Mario level where everything's like ice and you have to skid along or something. I don't know, it's just bizarre. Once we add this wood, this is going to be a lot heavier at the front. The wood is much heavier than the light alloy, which I always think is very funny. Okay, let's carry that on. I just wanted to see how much it affected it straight away, and we'll carry that on. Once again, right now we have no stabilisation whatsoever. This whole thing is just floating on its own merit. And the reason why it is so stable, considering that, is just because of the amount of blades we have in addition to how big they are. There we go. That should dip at the front, if I'm lucky enough, and that shouldn't sink. Please don't sink, because I don't really know how we can possibly put more flying capability on this thing, unless we put stuff on the top, like I said, perhaps one giant blade on the top. Oh, nope, no, it's going back up. Good, good, good. It was just. Oh, of course, if it's reached max height, but this needs to go down for this to go up, then of course the only way to do that is to sync up. Okay, yeah. Physics, why are you so confusing? My doors are open. My doors are never open to the petty rabble. Okay. What happened if I jumped on this? We just go through it. That's... Okay, I didn't expect to kind of just ignore it completely. Okay, well let's sort out controls then next. So next we want controls. This thing will never be AI controlled. I do not trust this thing with anyone but me. Honestly, I'm not sure why I'm trusting it with me. And then I instantly put an AI core in here. But that's going to be for weapons. Weapons-wise, of course, we want them to be automated because, quite frankly, trying to control more than one weapon is just annoying. And even just controlling one can be very, very annoying. So, control, where are you? I just pressed you a second ago, now I'm blind. First of all, our captain's chair. Second of all, our captain's controller. There we go. I feel right captain-y now. Next, we figure out how this thing's going to be propelled. So, air, obviously. Now, jet engine. We do have huge jet engines we could add. Put one there. It's like a giant eye, isn't it, before you place it? Mirror mode, and let's put one on both of these. That's putting a lot of faith in the fact that these will survive. But I'm a trusting person. I trust in my crew, whoever's crewing this vessel, and I trust that the jets will be well protected. Okay, being in ship mode probably isn't helping. There we go. Okay, and oh, hello, the engines are pushing us down too much. Oh, of course, because the back engine's a bit higher, isn't it? Of course it is, derp. I do a lot of derps, don't I? Click. Let's turn it off, let it regain its balance. Okay, yeah, now we need to start considering as well putting on the... Where are you, my beautiful things? Tails would be useful as well, but just jet stabilizers for now. This helps with pitch and such, and make sure the whole thing doesn't just crash for no reason whatsoever. I'm just going to put them randomly everywhere we can, essentially, because how big this damn thing is. It's funny that these are also used in submarines to make sure they don't roll over. They need to sort that out. I mean, they have actually said, I'm fairly certain I read somewhere they did say that's going to be changed, and that's just a temporary, well, we don't know what quite to add just yet kind of thing. So, once again, out of build mode, let's actually watch ourselves, and forwards we go. Hopefully this will be better. Okay, look at that. Straight as that. No, no it isn't. No, it isn't! I lied! Goodbye. Goodbye, cruel world. Why is that the case then, I wonder? Why does it go down so much? And thankfully when the engines are off it stabilises fairly quickly. I mean, okay, engines are off now. And it's stabilising, it's stabilising, it's stabilised. Okay, so there's something then pushing us more down than it is up, and that's a huge issue. So we need... Oh, of course, all of these things are higher, aren't they? Because this is the centre of gravity. So essentially then, perhaps if we were to mirror that... Ooh, don't really want to do that. Actually, it's not too bad. If we were to add the little ones here, all on the bottom like this, that might... First of all, it's going to look cool, because it's going to have loads of little thrusters firing off from just one. But that might, just might, be enough to actually stabilise. Let's see. Okay, well, on the upside, it has actually done what I thought it would do. On the downside, we did a bit too much. So we've got the right idea. We've got the right idea, we just overdid it a tiny bit. So let's just counteract it then. Because I did enjoy the speed you just got. That was enjoyable. Once again. Okay, we're still kicking up. Still kicking up. Still kicking. That's surprising. That is surprising. Okay. Off. Stabilise yourselves, then we'll try again a little bit higher. Perhaps like this. And engines on. Okay, let's just check how we're doing. Still kicking up, okay. I'm sure there's a much easier way to do this, I just don't know of it yet, because I say this is not the first time. This is actually going to be the first ever functional flyer I'm going to have, which is really bizarre, because I'm going so overboard with the darn thing. And it's like, I want it to be big and powerful and cool, and everything needs to be good. Lathrix, it's your first time building one. I know. How about now? Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's not too bad at all. Ooh, is it? Oh, it's actually starting to go down though. I mean, if it is, that's so minor, it's hardly even noticeable. Okay, stop. Yeah, okay, yeah. What's happening is it got past its max height because of facing upwards for so long. Now it's that. Yeah, okay, good. Wow, it's much higher than it should be. Hopefully it doesn't actually sink to the bottom of the ocean. Okay, the whole sinking thing was just my imagination. It is slightly still back heavy, but I have done something marvellous. As you can see, this thing can now turn. Okay, it's actually a lot faster than it looks, just because how damn fast this thing is. We've kind of made what acts like a really odd plane with ice rink blades. Yep, the thing can now turn, it has full turning capability, and as you can see at full pelt, it is actually ridiculously fast. Well, a lot faster than I thought it was going to be, so I am very happy right now. This thing is fulfilling my wildest dreams of air superiority for the Lathian Empire. And I do realise now, after about 2.5 hours of playing, I've almost reached 30 minutes of video. Ooh. So, yes, I had a bit of a look at editing. Wow, you should never jump. Never jump on a flying ship. I thought if you were on the ship, you kind of had the momentum, but apparently you don't, so that's something I did not know. That's good. It's best to know now, rather than before you go crashing into something. So, yeah, as we can see, it does dip a little bit at the front while it's moving, but that's not too bad. It goes down slowly. If we actually turn down the engines a little bit, that actually stops happening altogether. So, as we gently go back to the resource circle, let's turn down the engines to a very minimal level. There we go. They're just about on. You can just about see the smoke effect. Let's figure out at least a basic weapon system before we... No, let's edit the hull, please. Thank you. A basic weapon system before we end the episode, and this will be the first the first iteration of the Golgotha. Yes, the Golgotha is what I've decided to call it, which is after a game called Sacrifice by Shiny Entertainment, which I have made a video of, simply called my favourite game of all time, or my favourite game, I can't quite remember. So, the missiles are going to go in this front section or here. I'm thinking here, because that would look just cool, having like a missile carrier-y piece here would be rather awesome looking. I'll put it here as well for added protection. And click. There we go, so we have two missile systems there. Because we're mirroring, of course, and then we're going to go down, and we're going to go all the way across to the, to the middle section. We'll just fill those in with that for now, we'll get back to that later. I mean, technically I've just lightened up the ship a little bit, which is rather nice. See, I'm being useful to the team. To Team Lath. Really stop doing that. Okay, so we want these to go all the way along here. Like that. Then one lower perhaps, so we can actually have the missiles a bit lower than that, that'd be good. Awesome, and then what we would want is the missile launch pads. Make sure they're all facing the right way. And how many missiles do we going to want? Lots. Okay, well, let's make them one apart. Just for the sake of making everything easier. Missile blocks, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 is a bit bigger than our usual ones because I want them to have the safety fuse on so they don't blow up on us. We're going to have the usual proximity fuse, the usual proximity fuse kind of shotgun snipery fragment warhead one. So let's just sort out all these quickly. Okay, there we go. That should be the missiles actually completely set up. They've all been set up with the usual fragmentation warheads. Like I've said, they're going to be a bit short range because of the extra weight with a lack of extra fuel and thrusters. They have a safety fuse, proximity fuse, and 3 warheads. So they're going to be rather nasty things, honestly. So back to missile and torpedoes. The last thing I wish to add, of course, is the identify friend or foe. If I could say it, it'd be brilliant. And the scatterfire, because scatterfires are rather cool. We'll put that on a delay of 2. Now, the problem is, of course, we currently have no ammo, so that's something we need to remedy before we continue. So where would ammo go? Well, currently, we're leaning backwards, aren't we? So the front, this empty section here, certainly seems a very tempting place to put our ammo for at least the time being. We'll, of course, make some better areas with proper armour, you know, armour which can actually sustain a hit or two as we continue the construction of this vehicle. But honestly, right now, it's been almost 3 hours since I started recording. A lot of trial and error has gone by on my part. This is all new to me, so pretty much everything I'll be doing today is new. And I don't really have much time left, so what we're going to do is... Hello. Are we sinking forward a little bit? Yes, we are sinking forward a bit. That's annoying. These are heavier than I thought they were. Okay, let's put some of them back here as well, and just to balance the thing back out again. I'm actually going down though, are we? No, we're not going down, we're just becoming lopsided. Once again, we're a bit too front heavy. Like we were earlier. Because, of course, the missiles are slightly front favoured, so they're going to add the problem at the moment. So there we go, it's once again levelling off like I wanted, excellent. So, yeah, that should be AI controlled, so let's turn off build mode. Get back into normal camera mode. And let's spawn in an enemy or two. Let's put down a few vanguards who can actually shoot upwards. They are... Oh. That was interesting. Oh, these have a double proximity fuse. Wow, we learned that the hard way. There we go. Now it's cool. They all blew up on... Yeah, as you can see, they're nowhere near in range. So what we're going to do is start moving forward. Full tilt. There we go. That should be moving us quite nicely towards the enemy. Just we're so far away, that's why we're not moving at all. Yep, there we go. Oh no, because we're attached currently still with our camera. Yeah, when this thing's in range, it's going to be rather brutal, honestly. Nowhere near the target though, jeez. Yeah, that extra weight. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to do something about that. That's too much. That's far too much. Just grab the missiles as they come past. Oh, damn, I wanted to just check them. Turn off the engines! Thank you. We've been hit. Really? Then never mind, turn the engines back on, get some vengeance upon them. Now we should be getting in range. Like I say, I need to armour up a lot at the moment. This is all just... all that ammo placement is there just for the sake of ammo placement. That's why I got damaged so badly. Ooh, one of our missiles actually collided and did a brutal amount of damage. On the upside, that looks freaking awesome. And boom. That like gutted the entire front section, didn't it? Without actually hitting the missile. Sorry, without actually hitting the ammo. That's kind of impressive. Yeah, currently turning it. Going to turn off the engines quite a bit, so the turn can be a bit sharper. Going to turn around and fire again. So the first two have been destroyed in the first run. Perhaps having missiles which face directly downwards might be beneficial. Maybe. Don't know just yet. So yeah, obviously this needs way more armour. That's not even a question. There's lots to be done. I think most of it now will be done off camera. I just wanted to get the bases kind of done on camera. Turning needs to be sharper. Honestly, the fact it didn't sink after that got destroyed made me very happy. Is that thing really... Okay, so we need to go further out next time before we start turning. Our turning circle's just too loose. We also need to change the missiles so they don't fire unless they have a certain amount of accuracy, because currently they're just firing into the abyss, no matter where we're facing. There we go, and as soon as we get a decent range, we'll start the turning now. We'll turn off the engine, we're a bit further out still. Yeah, we need more thrusters at the front so we can do the turning a little bit better. Plus, remember, we are actually a helicopter, so we can just stop, as you see now, we can just stop dead in our tracks. So I don't know why I decided to go above the enemy when we could have just kind of waited. The fact that little ship's coming towards us is very annoying. Now I have like a vendetta against the damn thing. Just kill the Vanguard already. There we go, that's going to be painful. Some of our missiles are now locked on, so... Yep, say goodbye to the Vanguard's ally. Don't fire at that, fire at the thing that's shooting at you. There we go. So we can, if we really wish to, at any given time, just become a stationary missile launcher. Although apparently we're really, really angry at that scrap. Just want to jump down and kill them myself. That is so cool though. I love being on an actual airship. That's just awesome, regardless of the effectiveness of actually targeting the right target. You know what, Zone Threats? My first attempt at a flyer, at a functional flyer, I think it's done quite well. It just needs better controls and it needs to be armoured up. Sorry, no, not even needs to be armoured up. We need to figure out where we're going to put the storage, because currently where it is just too liable to take a hit and explode everything. So, yeah. That's pretty much that, and we still hate that. Being able to move backwards might be really beneficial. Okay, so before I let you all go, before I give you all freedom, I'm going to shove some jet engines on the front facing backwards, thus giving us the ability to move backwards at will. That will probably actually aid us a lot, so we should really mirror though first. So let's do this. I wonder how much more efficient the big ones are to the small ones. I mean, we have a lot of engine power at the moment, so it doesn't matter too much, but well, that's an interesting thing I need to find out. Okay, so now we go back. We can't because we're not in our seat, so let's just quickly fall. Let's just quickly fall. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, we're gone. Goodbye, Golgotha. Thank you for your service. And you, annoying little ship, deserve a grenade on your gun. Or there instead. Wow, your gun's freaking out more than my guns usually do. That's impressive. And one more for good measure in the ammo reserves. There we go. Goodbye. Oh, I'm sorry, but that is freaking cool having something that big. It's a sheer just... There's a certain impressiveness which comes with just sheer size and nothing else. Just being a large vehicle certainly adds a bit of a... I don't know, just imposing factor, I suppose you would call it. So let's turn the engine on backwards. Oh, can't you do that? I thought you'd be able to turn... Oh. You see, now that's interesting. These can't actually go backwards. Right, I didn't know that. The jet engines can't turn backwards. Cannot be controlled. Q to change control mode. Let's see. There used to be a problem where if you just pressed Q, you'd actually fix it, but no, it seems like you can't. So if we had a complex controller, no, it just won't let us use it regardless. Oh, that's curious. That is curious. Okay. So we've learnt a lesson there. We can't move backwards, so our turning needs to be much better then, if we're going to plan that. So these are all, of course, no longer needed, so let's quickly remove them. Well, we've learnt a lesson. Actually, no, honestly, we've learnt a lot of stuff today. I'm going to put it to good use. I'm going to be building this off camera, so that's how we'll start the next episode before getting back into the campaign. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the episode and perhaps even learned something from it, because I know I've learnt a lot. Likes, favourites, shares, comments, all the good stuff. Help out me, help out the channel, and of course, most importantly, show that From the Depths is a series you want to see continued. From me and the Golgotha, thank you. Have a lovely day. Do take care, and until next time, goodbye. Toodle pip. And I lied, we are back. It's been another about half an hour, and I'm now extremely happy with the Golgotha. As you can see, it is remarkably stable now. Its turning has been improved by the addition of a very small tail. I've learned that using, I don't know what they're called. Let's have a quick look-see. Where are you, my beautiful things? The aileron, I'm going to pronounce it like that, actually helps out a lot in turning even with helicopters, so we're going to have some pseudo wings at some point. And, oh, there's been a very slight change. Yep, the weaponry on the Golgotha is now ridiculously powerful and armoured up and everything. I've missed a section of armour there. Well, there's something I need to do. Quickly add a little bit of armour there, and we're done. Yes, this thing now, though, costs an absolute fortune, and we won't be seeing it in the campaign anytime soon, but we will be making a light helicopter very, very soon. Now I know most of the basics. You see, today was a scientific day, so that was 4 hours of extreme enjoyment of me learning how to build something extremely cool, and I am very, very happy with this thing. And this may even become the new thumbnail for the series. So to test out the weapons, I haven't actually tested them out yet. Well, I have tested them out against a ship. We're going to test them out against a coffin now, something in the air. I want to see how they deal with this. Let's start moving forward. I have a theory. I love the fact that goes through. Also, look how fast we are. We're almost as fast as the missiles. That is awesome looking. So the main gun is already in range, because there we go, the side gun's now going. The side guns, one is, on both sides, one is extremely explosive, one has a faster fire rate. The main gun, of course, is just going to be absolutely brutal. It's gauged up, it has explosives to, I think, the 1000 damage mark, and it has IP of 13, I want to say. I'll have a look before next episode. But as you can see, the main gun is hitting, and wherever the main gun hits, it's simply game over. In fact, the main gun hit first, so the shots from the side guns are missing because how much air this thing has lost. Will that hit? Oh, that one shell there just went skimming past. Oh yeah, of course, we haven't actually armoured up our vehicle currently. So the reason why that exploded, let me just explain, because I don't give you the wrong ideas, is because we haven't added a top to our cabin yet, so any shots can simply hit the ammo reserves. I have actually armoured up the bottom, but that's going to be something we do later in terms of armouring up the top, just because right now I was just making sure this is all fixed. And as you can probably tell, it's pretty much the end now for the poor little coffin nail who's being nailed by every single shot we have. So yeah, this is the Golgotha. This is my first airship. We're not quite, like I say, we're not quite finished yet. All we need to do is armour up the ammo reserves, because as you can see, anything which isn't ammo isn't really taking that much damage, and we haven't even added repair bots yet. We haven't armoured up the side yet. There's still a lot to do. I am very pleased with the basic idea of this yet so far, but the missiles are definitely going to have to be changed. We're going to have to change them to longer range and just sacrifice some of the potency. The main gun is absolutely amazing, though. So, yeah, that's that. We didn't actually... Okay, turn off the engines. Can we still just fly? Wow. We're not even out of the match. With all of that gone, we still have half of our engine, literally half our engine. We have our main gun. We have, I'm going to say half our missile system. our full missile system and both of our side guns all functioning in addition to full control of our vehicle and movement. Yep, I am very happy, sir and sirettes. I had a lot of fun today. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. It's going to be a long one, I feel, even with editing, because again, this was 4 hours of just solid recording. I'm hoping that I can cut it down to at least 50 at most. I'll be improving this to finish it off by adding, you know, a ceiling to the darn thing for next time. And eventually it'll be in the campaign, so I've got an ultimate goal for the campaign. And, of course, any tips, sir and sirettes, anything you think I did wrong, feel free to tell me in the comments below. I love to learn, and some of you have given me such brilliant ideas. Like, the missile systems was just fantastic. Certain things with the submarine, just thank you. Goodbye, have a lovely day. I've waffled on for too long. I'm just happy. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.